What's up, everybody? Back with another video. And as you can see, I'm not in Europe this time. In fact, I'm just looking back through my video logs, and this is the first video I've ever done from the States. So I'm in the States for a couple months doing some stuff, and so I thought I'd do a couple videos while I'm stateside. So today, as you can see by the title, I'm in Bisbee, Arizona. Where is Bisbee? Bisbee is about 90 miles south of Tucson, and we're only about 11 miles from the Mexican border. So Bisbee was incorporated, I think, around 1905, and was kind of one of the mining towns that boomed up in the Old West. And so Bisbee is popular for their copper mining and some other stuff. I have to look a little more into that. So the town of Bisbee is right behind me here, but I'm across the street and to the right next to the copper mine. So this is the Queen Mine, the Copper Queen Mine Tour Visitor Center. It's pretty cool. You get to get on these little things here. They will take you into the mine. You see the mine shaft right there. Take you quite a ways down into the mine. I did this a couple years ago. You'll go in, you'll walk around, they'll take you to one place where you have to get in an elevator and drop down a little further. And so it's a pretty cool tour. So getting ready to head into Bisbee, look at some stuff. But like I said, this was founded as a mining town, so one of the things you must do while you're here is the Copper Queen Mine Tour. However, I warn you, those tours fill up fast. So don't wait till you get down there to try to book your tour. Go online and book it before you actually get here, because I was here 2 years ago, and I had to make 2 or 3 trips down here before I actually finally was able to get a reservation. All right, let's go check out Bisbee. I made it to downtown Bisbee. So what can I tell you about Bisbee? Bisbee is a strange little place. Reminds me of like maybe where all the hippies from the 60s in California end up retiring. It's an artisan's town, so there's quite a bit of stuff to see here and do here. Quite a bit of stuff to do and see here. As you see, have public displays like this all the time going on. This is the Copper Queen Museum, I believe, the mining museum. Yeah, the Bisbee Historical Mining Museum. And I'm gonna walk over here and show you inside this place real quick. Parking is free on the streets in Bisbee. I think maybe there's 1 or 2 designated paid parking spots. So one of the places you can park is when you come in the main road to the city. Follow here, up here. So this is kind of reserved for patrons for the businesses around here. So if you park up there, just be sure to buy something from one of the patrons. Anyway, we'll go ahead and walk in here. It's one of the first places people usually walk into. And as soon as you walk in, there's Bisbee Coffee Company on the right. Has really good coffee. Pretty good little pastries and things for breakfast too. So be sure to grab a cup of coffee while you're in. Here's a winery. I'm sorry, a winery. A wine tasting bistro, I guess you would call it. As you can see, all this is inside. It's a bookstore. Here's a pretty good restaurant here called Table. It's usually pretty busy on weekends too, so you may have to make a reservation. And then if you're out walking around Bisbee for a long day, upstairs the restroom. You can thank me for that later. All right, let's go check it out. I think one of the things that makes Bisbee unique is, like I said, it's like a little artisan town. So all the little stores and everything around here, all the little boutiques, it's just crazy all the different things you'll see. There's of course little clothing boutiques, there's a hat store, there's a soap carving place. Like I said, there's about every little niche store you can think about you'll see here in the city. So I'll point out some of the things that I'm used to seeing. I was here last weekend. Before that, I hadn't been here in 2 years. So some things have changed, a lot of things are still the same. This is post-COVID, so it's nice to see that a lot of the stores did make it through. This little place here, the La Cornucopia Cafe, is a pretty good little place to grab breakfast in the morning too. All right, let's keep walking. Pantera clothing store. It's one of my mom's favorite places she found when she was here. She keeps getting emails from them and looks on their website all the time, so I had to send her some pictures the other day. I kind of like the different decor on each one of the buildings. Kind of makes each one of them a little bit unique. Oh, here's the soap place I was just talking about. Soap and Sundry Company. Smells really good. I forgot to tell you about the Pantera store. If you go in there, they have postcards. You'll see that little Ukrainian flag on them. If you buy the postcard, the proceeds go and help the local Ukrainian artists, and it helps some foundation back in Ukraine as well. So you know how I feel about Ukraine. So if you're in there, spend a little money on a postcard. Here's another one. So Optimo Hat Works. The Groove, Sugar, Wax, and Nails. Okay. I remember seeing this when I was down here last week. This is all like American Indian and like Mexican Indian jewelry and clothing and stuff like that as well. There's quite a few little cafes. There's quite a few galleries, art studios and galleries. It's about lunchtime, so I think I'm gonna go up here and see if this restaurant, I know it's still here, see if I can find a table to grab some lunch. One of my normal hangouts when I'm here, the Bisbee Social Club. It's a little pub. It's almost kind of speakeasy-like, kind of a little different. It's got a pool table in there. They have a stage. Maybe they do some kind of shows. There's a couch with a big screen TV. People go in to watch games, so it's kind of hidden. But like I said, right there, 67B Bisbee Social Club. Definitely a place you should check out. Places I'm pointing out to you, like the social club I just showed you, I'll probably go back in there a little bit later this afternoon, early evening when they're open, kind of film in there just a little bit to show you what they look like. I just kind of want to do a walk around town real quick while everything was still open. It's about 1:30 in the afternoon, so for the most part bars and pubs and stuff aren't open yet, so I'm going to walk around, just kind of give you a feel of the town. I'm walking up to a restaurant area. I have to walk all the way back down by my hotel to show you a different area down there, so got a little bit of walking to do. Show you something. There are a lot of places to stay in Bisbee. However, a lot of them don't advertise on hotels.com, booking.com, Trivago, anything like that. So unless you actually know where they are, I'd probably go to the Bisbee, the city's homepage and look. So this one here is the Tombstone Canyon Inn. I don't think I've seen that advertised. Across the street here was the Copper City Inn. I don't think I've seen that advertised on any of the big sites. And then this one up here is actually pretty popular when it's called the Inn at Castle Rock, and part of it is actually built back into the rock. It's pretty cool. When I walk up here a little bit closer, I'll show you what I was talking about. Part of the back of the hotel is actually built back into the rock. I guess you call it a cliff there or something. This is actually a pretty decent place to come in and grab a beer as well. We got a little gift shop in there, a little place to grab drinks. I think there's a restaurant in there too. I'm not 100% sure, but I think there is. And I'm still walking. Normally when I come up to this restaurant, I drive. I forgot it was this far away. I'm actually almost walking up the highway. The Peace Wall. Oh, in case you're wondering, it's January and I'm out here in a t-shirt. It's 65 or 67 degrees today, so that's one nice thing about Arizona. A little brutal during the summer though. The road from where I just was. So this is the place. Actually, there's not really anybody here. This is a really good place to eat. Screamin' Banshee Pizza. So I think I'm gonna pop in here. During the summer, you can't really get a seat, so I was a little worried. So I'm gonna grab something here. Also, right across the road, the Market and Cafe, High Desert Market and Cafe. It's also a really good place to eat. They have pretty good breakfast there as well. Before I go in and grab something to eat, I forgot to tell you this. So, for those of you, especially coming from overseas, you may not be used to it. Arizona is a constitutional carry state, which means they can open carry firearms. So you might walk down the street and see somebody with a gun on their pocket, gun on their hip, coming into a store or something. It's okay. They're not a criminal. It's legal here. It's a constitutional carry state. So just be cognizant of that. Especially if you're coming from overseas, you're not used to seeing something like that. That's my public service announcement. Okay, finally done eating. So when I first came down to Bisbee, I showed you the mining museum. So this is the back side of the museum, and right on the other side of that is the Copper Queen Hotel. So legend has it this hotel is haunted, but you can stay in there. It's pretty cool. It's one of the most popular places to stay here, and I'll show you something around the corner here that kind of complements the hotel as well. So give me just a second. Right around the corner from the Copper Queen Hotel is something I want to show you, is the Bisbee Séance Room. Go in there and you can do magic shows. I will put the link on my website because I forget if it's only like Thursday through Saturday. I'll put the website link on my page. It tells about it. Kenny is the host. It's a really good show. You go in there, they'll last about an hour, and he'll tell you about a little bit of the history of Bisbee, and then he'll tell you about give you the haunted history of Bisbee, and he talks about some of the ghosts that haunt the Copper Queen Hotel. So that's why I said this is kind of a compliment to that. So this is I did that 2 years ago. I did it twice. I've got some people coming to visit me while I'm here, so I'll probably do it 1 or 2 more times while I have visitors. It's pretty fun. It's a little quirky, it's a little fun, but it's a really good way to kill an hour if you have some between dinner reservations or after dinner, if you want to do that before you go out to a pub and grab a beer. Like I said, definitely something I would recommend doing. So this is a seance room, and then right here around the corner, it's this funky little alleyway. Like I said, Bisbee is known for its artisans, and so there's a lot of strange things like this in Bisbee. There's people up there. Oh, they were on both sides. I guess it's only on one side now. A couple years ago, they had a really cool one of an old vampire up here, but I guess it's gone. So I guess there it is. I guess they change them out a little bit every once in a while. Okay, now they're leaving. I want to show you this one other thing I thought was hilarious. So this here, flying squirrels, zoo entrance. It's actually just somebody's apartment. I forgot where they got those signs, but they put them there, and a lot of people knock on the door and think it's actually like a mini zoo. It's nothing. So if you see the signs, don't knock on the door. Down towards the Copper Queen, I wanted to show you this building. Even 2 years ago when I was here, this wasn't used anymore. So I wish they'd open it back up. It's a really, really cool looking building. So there's the Séance Room again. So right up next to Séance Room is St. Elmo. So from what I heard, this is the oldest pub in town. St. Elmo's is a straight up dive bar. Love dive bars, but it's a regular dive bar. They do have a stage in there. They have live music on the weekends. Definitely worth a trip in. Grab a pint. And then across the street is the other place I hang out. It says Chuckleheads. This place is off the chain. I'll try to go. I talked to the owner last week. He doesn't care if I film in there. So when it opens a little later, I'll go in there, and hopefully there'll be some of the regular debauchery and crazy people hanging out in there. So we'll check out Chuckleheads a little bit later. This is all changed from a couple of years ago too. So new graffiti. Ren and Stimpy. The stairs. There's a lot of stairs in Bisbee. Stairs there. There were stairs. Let me walk back around the corner. Show you here. When I was down the other part of town, I should have pointed out to you. Stairs. Stairs. So there's a lot of weird stairs all over Bisbee. I guess they have this thing. It's called like the 10,000 stairs run or something crazy like that. I forget how many miles around the city, and it's up all these stairs. You never catch me doing that because I'd have a stroke. But if you're into running, something you want to check out, when you get down here, ask about the stair run so people will point out the route to you. Just hit me. I know what Bisbee reminds me of. Do you remember the Lost Boys movie at the very beginning when they're going into town and they're playing that Doors song, People Are Strange, just showing all the people? That's exactly what Bisbee reminds me of. If you're old enough to remember that, check it out. If not, just look it up on YouTube. Down here to the square to orient you again. So Bisbee Séance Room, St. Elmo's, Crazy Alley. Forgot to show you. Bisbee Brewing Company, so they've got their own brewery here too, and it's a tap room, doubles as a tap room, and you see there's outdoor seating, stuff like that too. During the summer, it gets really hot. They've got water misters out there as well. And I don't remember, you might look it up online, I don't remember if they have food or not. I forget. It's the courtyard. It's closed right now. I've seen during the summer they open this, you can rent this place out for special events, you know, bachelorette parties, birthday parties, anniversary, wedding parties, whatever. And I'll stick no, you're fine. I'll stick a camera here just a moment, but you can rent it out. It's really nice back here during the summer. They open this up. Can't see a whole lot, but even a stage up there too. So if you're looking for a place to rent some stuff out, the courtyard, there's the contact number. Official sign. So I thought I read online it was incorporated 1905, but here it says established 1880, so I'm not sure what the incorporated is. So Bisbee is a little bit older than I even thought it was. And if we look around the other side, so remember when I first got here, I walked up and showed you the mine. So this is right in the middle of town here. It's actually one of the mine shafts. You can go down there and it will take you down into the mine. Walk all the way down, but when you first walk in or come into town over there, there's little golf carts. You can rent those and people will give you tours around town. Right next to it, you probably can't see it, there's a little sign that says BTC, and I forget what that stands for, Bisbee something. It's those are like loft apartments you can rent, like hotel apartments. Those are also pretty nice place to stay. I've stayed there as well. I still don't know what this door is too. It's just a funky door. Kind of creepy, huh? Looks like it goes into a prison or something. I'm gonna walk halfway back across the other part of town because I forgot to show you something before. So these are known as the Angel Gate. I try to look it up online. I see, you know, Bisbee Angel Gate, and I see a lot of photos and stuff, but I don't see an explanation. These are almost a private residence. What's it say? Bisbee Historic Angus House. Maybe I'll have to look that up. So I don't know what the significance of these angels were. Maybe they were just crafted by one of the local artisans as well. I do like the Ukrainian color flags and flowers though. So I was going to take a break, but just saw this cool little stone house. That's actually, I like the skulls behind the little glasses too. Says the rocks hardened and here they were placed a delightful use for the then vacant space. All else you can see came long after me. 1885. So it's a pretty cool little house. Never noticed that before. Got lucky. The proprietor of the Séance Room is here, Kenny. So I'm gonna let him talk about it.
How you doing? Magic Kenny Bang Bang, owner-operator of the Bisbee Séance Room. Voted #1 attraction in Bisbee. Definitely worth checking out. Take a look. We're all at the same table.
Awesome. Thank you, Kenny. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Good seeing you, Mike. Take care.
Take care.
See ya.
Like I said, I'll put the link on my website for the Séance Room. Definitely you got to check it out while you're here. My Bisbee Séance Room, but I would kind of want to show you what it looked like at night once I got all the lights turned on here. Kind of a cool, funky little town at night. On my way up earlier up the street where I was going, but it was closed. It's called Cafe Roca. I've never been in here, but it's always packed. So has really good reviews online. It's really popular with the local community. It's always packed. So I'm gonna walk right up here and show you the Grand Bisbee Hotel. It's Grand Bisbee Hotel and it's got a bar attached to it. It's usually pretty cool. It was closed earlier, so I'm gonna walk up here and see if they're open. The Grand Bisbee Hotel. Booze, beds, and food. What else do you need? It's one of the motorcycle. It's one of the older buildings here. See the ceilings? They got the vaulted ceilings. It's one of the older buildings in Bisbee. There's a couple of old buildings in Tombstone like that as well. Oh, that is. They have a stage with live music on the weekends. Hotel's right next door. Okay, I got them to open Bisbee Social Room just a little bit early. So nobody's in here, so go check it out. Bisbee Social Club. I'm sorry. By the way, when you first come in, there's the toilets. Check this out, Pac-Man Jr. It's a great little pub. Definitely pop in here while you're in town if you get a chance. When there's sports games on, they play sports games here on weekends as well. DJ on a weekend, dance club. Definitely pop in if you get a chance. It's finally open. So this is a place with like all the debauchery where everybody ends up at the end of the night. So if you come to Bisbee, you've got to come out, check out Chuckleheads. It's a crazy place. And look online too, because they do comedy shows here and stuff. So this place is pretty wild. Let me show you the stage. And if you're lucky enough, I'll let you do karaoke too. Definitely come in here. We'll leave a bra. Like I said, you definitely got to come out and check out Chuckleheads when you're in Bisbee. All right, I'm going to call it for the evening. I'm going to go take my camera back to the hotel, and then I'll see you guys tomorrow morning for breakfast. Come out, Chuckleheads. I'm going to drop my camera off the hotel and then go back. I don't want my camera with me in case it gets a little crazy, but I want to show you my hotel. It's the Bisbee Inn, the Hotel L'Amour at the Bisbee Inn. Oh, I have to turn so you don't see the passcode. Oh yeah, old school hotel. I have to go show you, like they have a sitting room, like breakfast room and sitting room too. How cool is that? Okay, now I'm going to turn the camera off until tomorrow. Unless things get a little crazy at Chuckleheads, I might come back and get the camera just to show you guys how crazy it gets. If not, I'll see you in the morning for breakfast. So I survived another night in Bisbee, barely. Do you remember that 80s song, One Night in Bangkok, Make a Hard Man Humble? You could just literally replace Bangkok with Bisbee, still applies. So I just want to say good morning, and I'm going to film a couple of like a little bit of the scenery on the way to where I'm going. I'm going to meet some friends for breakfast and show you another part of the town, but I want to film a little bit of the scenery, so I just kind of wanted to do this good morning intro so it just doesn't pop up like, you know, mountains and stuff right after me filming from last night. So all right, check this out. Unfortunately, the sun is coming in the front window, so I can't really film out of the front of the car, but it's really beautiful down through here. In between Old Town Bisbee, which is where I was last night, and the newer town Bisbee, there's a little suburb. It's called Lowell. I'll turn around and show you. So one of the big famous attraction is a Bisbee Breakfast Club, BBC, funny enough. Really good place to eat. So if you come to Bisbee, you've definitely got to come by Bisbee Breakfast Club in Lowell. And I'll show you a little bit down the street here. So it was kind of set up like an old 50s or 60s town. Welcome to Lowell. It reminds me of Lowell, Massachusetts. Old Lady Pickers. This is like a secondhand store, like a picker store. My mom came to visit last year and spent hours in there, it seemed like. You can see some of the older cars here. And I met one of my buddies. I'm going to grab him out of here. We'll walk down through here and I'll show you some of the older buildings and stuff, the facades. Down the streets of Lowell here. These cars have been here for quite a while. They rotate out a little bit, so I don't know who owns these. It's a nice one here. So some of these stores are actually still functional, like this Gulf dealer. You can actually still go in there and buy small, some parts like oil filters and stuff like that for your vehicles. And I forget if somebody told me the Harley Davidson or the Indian place down here. It's also actually still a motorcycle like repair shop. You can take it in there. Although I heard it's quite pricey. I do want to walk over here and show you a couple of these Harleys in the window. They've got a pretty cool paddle shifter here. Oh yeah, this is a karate dojo, so if you want to get your karate on, hello. And here's the paddle shifter. I don't know what the reflection off the window looks like, so hopefully you can see that. And I'm gonna walk down. Oh no, here's the Indian one. It's one of the drag bikes. And there's another paddle shifter. I like that truck. So here's one of the facades that doesn't work anymore. Welcome troops from Fort Huachuca and beyond. The Palace Rooms. Greyhound bus stop, funny enough, with an actual old Greyhound. Wow. It's a blast from the past right there. And at the end of the street is the Lowell Police Department. From Lowell. So I've got, sorry, hope the sun's not in your face. I got one more stop and then I'm going to close out this video, so get to the last stop. Okay, it's my last stop in Bisbee, so I wanted to show you a little bit of the scenery around here. And I told you that Bisbee was famous for mining, copper mining, so I'm going to show you one of the pits. This is called the Lavender Pit. So, hopefully the wind's not too bad. So copper was mined here between 1917 and 1974. The pit is 4,000 meters deep and 5,000 meters wide. I really would like to get my drone up, but it's so windy I'm a little afraid to put it out over that pit. Plus I don't know 100% if I'm allowed to. So that's going to do it from Bisbee. So a little diamond in the rough, funky little town out here. Definitely worth a visit. That's going to do it for me. As always, thanks for watching. See you guys soon.